Hey you guys, so today we're going to create a setup from start to end. The whole point of this is basically to create my perfect setup, aesthetically pleasing, but also really comfortable for me to work, really minimalist, have a perfect setup for me to be able to just sit down and work. So I watched a lot of videos, a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of tutorials, a lot of desktop tours. Well, a lot of people just showed the end, so what it would look like, and never showed really the process on creating the setup. I wanted to do the other side and show you guys what you can create with your own space, the possibilities of the things that you want to create. Now, just for context, I am a student. I don't have a lot of money, but I wanted to look as clean as possible. I wanted to be, like I said, super minimalist. You know, everything that fits my needs. I gave myself a budget, which is around $3,000 Canadian. Alright guys, so editing Miguel here. So I just wanted to tell you pretty much a little confusion that I think that you might have when I say I am going to give myself a 3,000 budget. Later in the video, I am going to explain and describe how much everything cost, and you'll see that, well, the MacBook Pro, it's alone, it's pretty much worth about $5,000. So I just simply gave myself that that budget to buy new stuff, to pretty much improve my setup and make it so that it was my dream setup. I wasn't talking about the things that I already had or that I already own, like my desk, like the computer, like the speakers, and a few other things. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So if it's a little bit confusing, now you know. Goodbye, enjoy the video. Bye-bye. To create my whole setup, you guys can have a different amount, but that's the amount that I gave myself. Around that amount, it can go a little bit further, under it doesn't matter. So I'm playing with that amount to my discretion. So I wanted a place where I could just come back and, you know, plug my computer and work. Now I'm going to show you everything that I have, how everything is set up at the moment, which is not great, by the way. I'm telling you right now, it's not great. It's humble beginnings, let's say, but the goal is to arrive at something really cool. So this was my idea. This is pretty much a mood board, if you want, of the thing that I want to create. So as you can see, this setup is, I would say, rustic. It would be a good work, but also minimalist. I like the dark colors, I like the browns, the greens, I like wood. That's the main goal. That's what we are going to try and achieve. I don't know if we'll be able to, but I'm positive, I'm confident that we'll be able to create something similar, or that gives the same vibes or style. So first things first, I'm going to show you what we are working with. Alright, so when you enter my room, this is pretty much what you see. So as you can see, I was seated over here. This is where I made my video. This is where the camera was, and as you can see, it's not a super big room. I have my bed over here, and I have my desk behind. It's an L-shaped desk. I have these little drawers here, focus please, desk drawers over here. I have a little thing over here that I can stock my either drinks or different equipment that I use to work with. So this is my little setup. Now there are a bunch of flaws. As you can see, there's no display yet. I bought everything, but it hasn't arrived yet. The first thing that I wanted to do was to move everything around so that when the equipment got here, I could simply install and show you guys the difference. My cable management issue, it's horrible. It's pretty much one of the worst that you're going to see here on YouTube. And I have two cable management issues. So I have this little monster here, and I have this other monster here. The main goal is to make so that there's no cable management issue, that it's super clean. And this little thing is going to help me. As you can see, this is I think something that the desk had built in to be able to manage all the cables. So that's absolutely insane. So yeah, this is what I'm working with. Okay, so now that you've seen everything, I want this wall to be my main goal, my main wall. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of what I want to create and how I'm going to use my current space to be able to create that. The first thing that we're going to do is clean this room. As you saw, it's not the cleanest room ever, but before you make a big change, I believe the best thing to do is to clear everything, clean things up, and we'll be able to build this together. All right, let's go. Alright, we pretty much changed everything around here, so now everything is a little bit more clean, a little bit more minimalist, and we're preparing for the whole change and the whole equipment that we're going to receive. So once that gets here, I'll be able to show you and, you know, arrange everything. Tomorrow morning we're going to install everything else. So yeah, just wait a second. Alright, so we finally received everything. So we have the monitor, we have the monitor arm, and we have the keyboard and mouse. So we received basically the base for the whole setup that I want to create. So now we can install everything over here and make it look clean, make it look super tidy. So yeah, let's go. Alright, so now that everything is set up, I can pretty much explain to you what is it that I got, why, how much it was, and give you a little rough idea on why is it that I chose everything that I chose. And yeah, so right now it's not the full setup because I don't have everything and I'm still choosing a few things. Let's get into it. So the first things first, the desk. So for the desk, everyone is pretty much going to look at the desk. The first thing if you want to build a setup is the desk. And mine is from IKEA. It's a really old desk that I've had for a long time. It's an L-shaped desk. It's a pretty big desk, I would say. The measurements are going to be here, so you'll be able to see them. That's going to be the measurements for one side, and the other side are going to be just underneath or something like that. I'll put a little drawing or something. But yeah, this desk is super cool because on one side I can do my homework, I could leave a computer, I could leave notes, and on the other side it's going to be my main desk, my main setup, sorry, which is with the monitor, the computer, the everything, the keyboard and all. So it gives me a lot of options for space to put things on it and all that. I have one complaint, but I'm going to talk about it in the future. It also has a super great integrated already cable management control, which is amazing. I love it. I really like this desk. It's black. I would have liked it if it was brown because I really like the wood color. The main beast, the main powerhouse of the whole setup is going to be the MacBook Pro 2023 M2 option with the, yeah, it's around $5,000. It's not fully maxed out because I don't have the money for that, but it was around 5K, which is again super expensive, super expensive. It's not a lot of people that can afford that, but that's what I had because that was the goal, to get a powerhouse that I could edit from and I could bring to wherever I wanted to, and that would last me a long time. So that's why I got what I got. So the next most expensive thing that I have is the monitor, which is going to be the Apple Studio display. Why is it that I chose the Apple Studio Display? It's because of the colors. In my mind, if I'm going to be editing on Apple products and I'm going to be presenting to Apple products because a lot of people have iPhones, well, in my mind, that was the best option for me. I do a lot of editing of videos and photography, so when it comes to colors, I'm really picky about it. There were other options that could replace this thing, but this is the 27-inch Studio Display, and I thought it was the best option for me just because of the colors. If I transfer one thing to the other, everything matches, so I'm super happy with that. The two options that I had when deciding about the monitors, it was either the LG 5K display, and the other option was the LG ultra wide 32 inches. It was also cheaper, but again, the colors didn't match super great the Apple color. I am a student, so I got a discount on Apple. If you go to Apple and type in student discount, the same site is going to change and you're going to get a small discount, but you're going to get a discount nonetheless. In Canadian dollars, this was around, everything that I'm saying, by the way, is going to be in Canadian dollars because I live in Canada. So the Apple Studio Display was around 1800, 1836, something like that. And yeah, if you're not trying to simply edit photos or you don't care a lot about the colors being like super exact and precise, maybe that's going to be a perfect option for you because it's less expensive. If it's something that you're not super stuck on, maybe go with something cheaper because you're going to save a lot of money. The next thing is going to be, well, holding everything together is going to be the arm. I decided to go with the VESA mount for the Apple Studio Display because I thought it was a lot more versatile, and a lot of people complained about the height. I didn't want to have that problem because I would be stuck with that problem. The monitor arm is the Ergonomix, which is a perfect monitor arm for me. It has no problems. It's my first monitor arm and I haven't used any others, so I cannot suggest any other types of monitor arms because I don't know any of them. If you have a computer like mine with the weight like mine, I suggest that you get this one. It's pretty good for me and it feels pretty sturdy, it doesn't wobble, it's super good. It's around 180 bucks Canadian dollars. So again, if it's something that's too expensive for you, I saw a lot of options on Amazon that could work for a lot of people. Now the problem that I told you that I have with my desk is the thickness. You know, at the beginning I told you that I had a problem with my desk, even though it was super cool, super big, super wide. It was the thickness. So it is super thick. Thickness is around, I would say, an inch. I'm going to put it how much it was again, but it's really thick. So the problem with this is that when I tried to clamp the monitor arm, it didn't hold. So I had to, with a hammer, I had to hit it until it entered and it really clamped because it was just at the limit, at the very limit. So when you're choosing for a desk, which there's a lot of options in IKEA, I would go for maybe something that would be wood, maybe just a countertop that's only wood, and that could work. So yeah, that's the option that I would suggest, just because it's a little bit thinner and you don't need a desk that's super thick. To end, I have a few lamps here just to add a little decorative stuff, and my speakers. It's a speakers that I've had for a long time. It's Bose speakers. They are pretty old. They are not expensive at all. I don't think you can buy them anymore, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, they work just fine, and I have been using them for a long time, so there's no problem whatsoever with them. If you have old speakers, or you would just want to use the monitor speakers, that could just work for you. They work just fine too, so I don't see any problems with that. So those are things that I want to change. The speakers, I want to change them, and I also want to change my chair. This chair is without a doubt the most horrible thing that I have right now. So yeah, those are the things that I got. Also, as you can see, I don't have any artwork or anything like that. I'm planning on putting up there maybe my own photography. The main issue that I have is I don't have a lot of it's not super clean because I work from hard drives and SSD drives, and of course there's going to be a lot of dongles and stuff like that. I would like to remove that. I would like to maybe have a stand in which I would put all of my little thingies, dongles, and it would look a lot more professional. Those are the things that I want. I would like to have maybe a little bit more decorative stuff behind, maybe a stand here, like a desk stand, so you know, to get more organized, and maybe plants. So if you have, and a dock basically just to connect everything, so that when I connect my computer, everything connects automatically. So if you have suggestions, maybe for anything, maybe for the speakers, like I said, this is part 1. So in part 2, I'm going to improve everything. Not going to change a lot the placement of everything, but I'm going to improve things. I'm going to make it look a lot more clean, so that it looks more professional and it's a lot more comfortable to work here. So yeah, that was everything for me. I rambled a lot. Thanks for listening, and if you have anything to say, you know where to put it in the comments down below. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.